Coffee with Jeff. Coffee with Jeff. Coffee.
Well, hello, how are you? My name is Jeff. I'm an old man from the Midwest, and today we're going to watch a film together. Last week we talked about the production of the film and the people involved in making it and the actors and such. But today we're going to actually sit down and watch the film. Well, not the whole film, right? We're just going to watch selected segments of the film. This is sort of a Cliff Notes version of the film. So if you've got your cup of coffee in hand or what your beverage of choice, let's sit down and watch this thing together. So what is Tormented? Not bad opening credits, waves, rocks, and a cool jazz score. From there we see an island that looks a lot like the island Gilligan and the skipper would be stranded on a few years later. And then we get opening narration by the film's star.
When the night wind rises and the fingers of the frogs steal in, they say you can hear voices. They say it's the dead growing restless and calling to the living. I never believed it until that evening Vi came looking for me.
He lets us know that it was on this night that his troubles began. Quickly, we find out that he's jazz musician Tom Stewart, and he's been having a side thing with this woman, Vi. The problem is he's engaged to another woman, Meg.
Vi, will you for heaven's sakes realize when a good thing is over?
A second-rate singer like me doesn't fit in the picture anymore. I hear she's quite young and has money, too.
I've watched this film many times, and I still don't know what kind of a relationship these two had. I'm assuming he had a brief fling with her while he was dating Meg. And it was long enough of a fling that he wrote love letters to Vi. Now, if he's really in love with Meg the way he says he is, then why was he fooling around with Vi? Come on, Tom, if you can't wait till after your marriage to have an affair, then maybe marriage isn't for you. So Vi threatens to blackmail Tom.
How would a lawsuit fit in with your music career, Tom? How would the piano genius of jazz feel about that kind of publicity?
But luckily for Tom, maintenance is lacking on the old local greenhouse.
Me. Help me! Please, Tom, help me!
Question, is failing to save a person when it would have been easy enough to do so the same as murdering a person? Some deep questions are posed here.
Please!
And so the next morning, everything is right with the world. But for some reason, Tom is out there looking for the body. Why? I don't know, because if somebody else found the body, I think it would have been better. Just another lighthouse accident. But Tom thinks he found Vi. Or did he? And here comes Sandy.
Sandy.
What are you doing?
Tom Stewart, have you been smoking those jazz cigarettes again?
Where were you last night? The Emersons had a beach barbecue, and everyone on the island was there.
We missed the beach barbecue scene? Wow. Do you think in the original script there was a beach barbecue scene? You know, one where Tom's just arriving and he sees Vi in the distance and he ends up bringing her up to the lighthouse so they could talk. And Bert I. Gordon looked at the script and realized how much it would cost to stage a barbecue on the beach and said, we'll just start the movie in the lighthouse.
Look at Iceland! Wonder whose it is.
That's definitely not the watch of a girl I let die, that's for sure. So Tom takes the watch up into the lighthouse, you know, the scene of the crime. Why are you doing that, Tom? Leave the rail broken. Let people think it was an accident. And for God's sake, don't get your fingerprints all over it.
All right, Vi. That's the end of you.
Really, Bert I. Gordon, you couldn't afford a real bird sound? And here comes Tom's fiancée, Meg.
What are you doing up here?
Looking for you. What are you doing up here in this old lighthouse?
Well,
Meg went looking for Tom in the lighthouse, but was surprised when she found him there. I don't get it.
Do you smell perfume? It is perfume, arpege. It's sort of cold and gloomy in here.
Wearing too much perfume is even a problem with ghosts. And the perfume isn't the only sign that Vi's ghost is beginning the haunting. Later, Tom is jamming out on his 88s when strange things begin to occur. I thought I was going to have to explain this thing to the younger kids, but apparently vinyl is making a comeback, so I won't. Vi must have had an okay career to have a record out, you know? Oh, come on, Tom. Do you think just unplugging the record player is going to stop Vi?
I embrace the memory of you.
That's right. Smash that record. A blind lady shows up that I assumed was the housekeeper, and she instantly knows that something is wrong.
do you believe in ghosts?
What makes you ask a thing like that?
You haven't answered, Mrs. Ellis.
A real estate agent runs into many strange things in an empty house sometimes.
Wait, she's a real estate agent? And she just walked into his home? I thought she was the housekeeper. Anyway, she has a ghost story or two.
They complained about an unseen dog whining and scratching at the door, but that wasn't what made them break their lease. It was the cold up in the boys' room.
As you can imagine, Tom is having trouble dealing with his own actions.
No, go away. You're dead. Leave me alone.
I'll never be. I'll always be. Always. 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 Save me, Tom. Save me.
During this dream sequence, I couldn't help but think of the European version. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, see last week's show. And the watch is back. I wonder, between the record and the watch, how do ghosts move things around? So Tom is having a bad night and he runs to the lighthouse. So what's the deal with this lighthouse anyway? I mean, is it still in use? If it is, where's the lighthouse keeper? If it's not, well, they might want to think of, padlocking the door because it doesn't look safe to me at all. Tom is back at the piano, having a little talk with Sandy. He shows the young girl the wedding ring he's going to give to Meg. But suddenly, the wedding ring is gone.
I just put it on your finger.
But what on my finger?
The ring.
I don't have the ring.
Who do you think has it? Hey, Ghost, can you give me a hand? If the apparition is real, how can Tom see it but not Sandy? These are the questions I'm always asking. I assume ghosts have the amazing power to be selectively visible to whoever they choose.
Sandy, don't touch it.
What, Tom?
That right there.
There's nothing there.
On the beach, we get a lovey-dovey scene with Meg and Tom. Here we learn of a slight side plot in which she's a rich girl and he's a poor musician.
Jack, I'm going to have a big party so I can get to know all your friends.
Big party. We'll be living in a 3-room apartment.
Mother and Daddy won't mind if we use their house in Bel Air. They say now that I'm getting married, it's too big for them anyway, so they'll be turning it over to us for good one of these days.
This is a conflict I would have liked to have seen explored a little bit more. I mean, Is this the reason why he was having the affair with Vi? And if so, well, this marriage is doomed from the start. As Meg and Tom enter their home, they find their wedding gifts are already being opened by Peg's mother and her sister. I don't get it. And of course, Vi can't help but make an appearance.
What a bride goes through to make herself attractive for you men. It took 3 fittings to get the bodice right, and 3 layers of net to make the skirt full enough.
Well, hardly seems worth it. After all, I'm only marrying her, so you'll be my mother-in-law.
Sandy, see if there's a window open. There's a cold draft all of a sudden. My wedding dress.
What is it? What did she find?
Seaweed.
Throw it in the wash. It'll be fine.
Tom?
Mrs. Ellis, have you never heard of knocking? I mean, what if Tom was doing something like, things that guys do? Anyway, Tom's still upset about the dress.
That seaweed. It's just like that Samuels boy.
There have been no recent deaths, Tom.
That you know about. So Tom tells Mrs. Ellis about Vi. Not that he killed her, but that she had been around.
A friend I used to have, a girl named Vi. She came over here to the island to see me. We quarreled up in the lighthouse. And, well, at any rate, she went back to the mainland.
Mrs. Ellis is taking her dog for a walk. You have to have a dog in these types of films because dogs can sense ghosts. At least if I'm to believe films. Anyway, she runs into Sandy and Sandy's confused.
Why are people always saying never mind?
Because there are some things that grown-ups don't want children to know about, Sandy.
Those are always the most interesting things.
But we learn that the lighthouse will soon be demolished.
The lighthouse is a very dangerous place, Sandy. It'll soon be torn down.
You'd think some historic agency would try to preserve it? Anyway, it's dangerous. Lock the damn thing up. Mrs. Ellis must have put 2 and 2 together because she goes to the lighthouse, seemingly knowing Vi is a ghost.
Listen to me, please. I don't usually give people advice, but Tom is a dear friend, and I want to ask you to leave him alone.
A tricky ghost.
Why don't you leave Tom and Meg alone and go back? What are you saying? I can't hear you.
Sorry, Mrs. Ellis, but I think your death would have made the film a little more interesting. And now Vi went from a woman who was haunting a man who was responsible for her death, which is understandable, to a woman who just tried to kill a blind lady. So now she's just as bad as Tom. Tom's future father-in-law shows up, and he's not happy that his daughter has chosen to marry a man who plays jazz music.
It's bad enough to accept a musician into this family, but a jazz musician is asking too damn much.
Another subplot that really doesn't go anywhere. As you can imagine, Sandy has a lot to think about, and she wanders around the beach deep in thought. She finds a bit of Vi's jewelry before we're introduced to another character.
Get it here, kid?
And we instantly know that he's up to no good. He's looking for Tom, and I'm guessing it's not to give him a wedding gift. And apparently he's another person who doesn't bother knocking.
Not much to see out there, huh?
Nick is looking for Vi because she owes him a fin.
Look, I don't want nothing from you, Dad. I really don't. She owes me a fin, that's all, and I thought it'd be nice to have.
A fin is apparently $5, by the way.
Look, I motored this chick, Vi Mason, over to the island. I got a boat. Now, when she asked me if I'd take her, well, I say okay, but she said she doesn't have the change. This is what she said. Okay, so we make a deal. $5 over and $5 back.
Tom pays him off just to get rid of him, and that seems to solve the problem. But while he's at a local outdoor restaurant, Nick learns some news that changes everything. But first, we learn that chickens have stopped laying eggs because of the ghosts, I guess? Is that a thing?
It's a funny thing. Nothing like this ever happened before, except once, about the time a Samuels boy died. They just up and quit laying. Would you like a tuna fish salad?
Why do the spirits of the dead prevent chickens from laying eggs? You tell me. But like I was saying, Nick has a Coke and he learns something interesting. Oh, by the way, we didn't talk about this guy last week. His name is Gene Roth and he lived from 1903 to 1976. You might remember him from some of the past episodes like Attack of the Giant Leeches, in which he played a sheriff, and Earth vs. the Spider, in which he played a laughing sheriff. Anyway, back to the film. Like I was saying, Nick learned something.
What did you say the handle of the guy getting spliced was?
Tom Stewart. Girl's name is Meg Hubbard.
You have to appreciate a guy like this, a scumbag who learns about a good financial opportunity.
We'll be standing here.
Now
Parents
come
will be
on,
in their
Nick,
pews.
interrupting the rehearsal? Rude, your blackmailing could have waited until later.
I gave you the money you're after. What more do you want?
Well, it seems that our deal is in line for some renegotiations.
Tom, hurry. We're waiting for you.
Yeah, go ahead back. We'll pick it up later.
Later, during a party, Vi photobombs Tom and Meg.
Sorry I started you, Tom, but candids are the best kind.
I had my mouth open and my eyes closed. This is going to be the worst picture ever made.
If you don't like it, I can take another.
No. No, this is fine.
Are you sure?
Nothing.
It's only a picture. Why are you so upset?
I'm not upset.
Well, something's bothering you. Is it another girl?
Well, a dead girl, it's hard to explain. Now with her future husband imagining a girl in a photo, Meg starts to wonder about his sanity.
Don't worry, Sandy. I love him. I suppose every girl has a few last-minute doubts.
Because he's always around the lighthouse?
Because he imagines things that aren't so.
The next day, Tom is jamming out when he gets a visit from the head of Vi.
What do you want?
I want you, Tom. I want to save you from your own mistake.
My only mistake was in knowing you.
And the only way you could correct it was for me to die, wasn't it?
It's not my fault you're dead.
Isn't it?
I couldn't have saved you.
Couldn't you?
It's sort of unsettling seeing the head resting on the table like that. I mean, it's a ghost. Can't it just float around?
Tom Stewart killed me! 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 Tom Stewart killed me!
And look who showed up. Nick the blackmailer.
Give me that.
You know, I'm wondering how much of this is in Tom's head and how much is really happening. I mean, the film sort of wanders in between, doesn't it? I mean, there's signs that it's real, like the perfume and such, but there's also things like the vase that he thought was Vi's head. I think Bert I. Gordon is just messing with us. And when I think about it, when he grabbed Vi by the hair, he would have been grabbing the flowers, so the vase should have dropped to the floor, and I'm thinking way too much about this. Anyway, there are 3 ways to solve the blackmail situation. Pay off the blackmailer, but that doesn't usually seem to work. Or admit you did it, which would result in the marriage being called off, and you probably would wind up in jail. Or you can get rid of the blackmailer. Which way do you think Tom's gonna go?
What did we come up here for?
So that you and I can have a little talk in peace and quiet.
And it's made a little easier with some encouragement by Vi.
They're closing in on you, Tom. You'd better take care of him right now.
Now that solves the problem, unless, of course, there was a witness. An 11-year-old witness. Sorry, Sandy, but it's going to take years of therapy to overcome this. So it's a day of the wedding, but it isn't the happy occasion one might expect.
Do you really love him a whole lot?
Whatever makes you ask a thing like that?
Last night you said you weren't sure.
Well, I'm sure now.
Even if he killed 2 people?
Suppose he'd done something awful bad.
Oh, grow up, Sandy. As you get older, you'll understand that sometimes adults have to do things they don't want to do, like killing a lover before a fiancé finds out about it, or killing a blackmailer who's threatening to tell the fiancé about the first murder. It's all part of being an adult. And if there was any doubt about Vi being in Tom's head, or if her spirit was real, it becomes clear during the wedding celebration. And I think these are cool special effects by the Gordons. Well, we only have 6 minutes left in the film. We better wrap this up. Back to the lighthouse.
Vi?
It seems Vi has won.
Vi, I'm running out on Meg. I'm not coming back. Sandy.
But then there's Sandy.
What are you doing?
I followed you. Why did you have to kill him?
So everybody else leaves to go party at the lighthouse. Is Tom really thinking about taking Sandy out? Now come on, Bert I. Gordon and George Worthing Yates. You're not going to kill a small child. We all know that.
You didn't tell anyone we were coming up here, did you?
I didn't tell them anything.
Wrong answer, Sandy. You should say, everybody knows. I even sent a letter to the newspaper naming names. If I'm not back by 8 o'clock, they're coming after you, Tom Stewart. Do you think Vi was trying to save the child, to redeem herself? Or was she just trying to get Tom into her world? So they find both bodies, and Vi's doesn't look too bad considering it had been under the water for about a week. And one last surprise, the wedding ring! You know, that's what I like about films like this. It's over when the story ends. There's no 6 months later or wrap-up or anything. It's just done. And you know, I find this film very hopeful. I mean, if the story was real and I was part of it, maybe a friend of Tom's or something, and I witnessed it all, it would thrill me. Oh, not for Tom, Meg, Sandy, or Vi. I'd feel sorry for them, but for myself. Why? Because this would prove that life after death is real. Not only that, but if I'm wronged, I know that I can come back from the dead and seek vengeance on those who did me wrong, right? Anyway, you know, I really enjoyed this film, but there was one little segment that irritated me, and that's the subplot of a poor jazz musician marrying a rich society girl whose father doesn't approve. I mean, it's there in the film, but it really goes nowhere and it's unnecessary, right? I think it was there just to give the minor characters something to talk about. I'm trying to come up with a way that you could have worked this into the plot. Maybe you could have had Tom really in love with Vi, but he gave that up for the security of marrying a rich woman. And then you could have had him more conflicted about what he had done when he realized that he's getting into a loveless marriage. And then you could have had Meg's father suspecting him of murder, and then Tom would have had to murder him. In fact, you could have had Tom murder Meg and the blind lady and even that guy who cooks food. And that would set up a whole series of sequels like Tormented 2, The Return of Tom Stewart. Part 5 would have been, the final chapter. Part 6 would have been The New Beginning. And somewhere in there you would have to have him go into space. Oh, that's before the gritty reboot that happens a few years down the road. And oh, wait a minute, we're about 20 years too early for this nonsense. Now, when this film was first shown on Mystery Science Theater 3000, they showed every bit of the film. They didn't cut out a thing. It's rare for a film to be the perfect length for the show. But even if you've seen that, I would recommend watching the original film. It's in the public domain and available everywhere, so there's no excuse not to watch it. And just recently, there was a beautiful 4K restoration of the film by Film Masters released on Blu-ray. And that I don't have it, but apparently there's quite a few extras on that Blu-ray. Now for today's obscure reference from the MST3K episode, we have this.
Your swimsuit looks like it's made out of S&H green stamps.
S&H green stamps were something that were around when I was a kid, and my parents used to collect them. You got these stamps from gas stations or grocery stores. The more money you spent, the more stamps you would get, and you put them into a book. And eventually you could redeem those stamps for prizes. And I'm thinking if one would bring those back now, maybe people would go back to shopping at brick and mortar stores and not at the evil Amazon. Anyway, we also have this.
You'll be free to marry me.
Okay. From now on, you're the other woman in my life.
Put her down, Jerry Lee. Oh, we gotta go.
Jerry Lee Lewis was a rock and roll singer back in the 1950s. In 1957, he married Myra Gale Brown, his 13-year-old cousin. To make matters worse, he was still married to his last wife. So anyway, and then we have this one, and there are constant references to this throughout the episode.
Sessions presents Hamilton, Joe, Frank, and Reynolds.
Don't pull your love out on me, honey.
Commodores.
You're once, twice, 3 times a lady.
Sammy Johns.
Made love in my Chevy van, and that's all right with me.
Sessions was a series of vinyl albums that were advertised constantly on TV in the 70s and 80s. They would compile a collection of songs that were popular at the time and put them all together on one album. So you'd get like 12 original songs by the 12 original artists and things. K-Tel did a similar thing. Now, like I said last week, this film did very poorly at the theaters, and I'm wondering how much that changed the course of Bert I. Gordon's career. Had this film done better and made a lot of money, would he have done similar things? Although Bert really wasn't a sequel type of guy, I think the only sequel he ever made was War of the Colossal Beast, which was a sequel to The Amazing Colossal Man, and he might have only done that to fulfill his contract with AIP. I'm not really sure. Anyway, that about wraps up the show. I want to thank you for watching, and if all goes well, I will be presenting my biography of Tommy Kirk, one of the Disney child actors who had a few issues. After that, we'll be doing a film that has a connection to today's film. It's the 1958 film The Beatniks. This film proves that the filmmakers of the time had no idea what the Beat generation was about. The film was written and directed by Paul Frees. He's the voice behind the character Frank Herbert in today's film. So, now, take care, stay healthy, and remember, we're all in this thing together, this thing called life, so try to be good to one another, right? Anyway, so long.